Imagine this. You fast, you pray, you meditate, you expose yourself to the cold, and yet something unseen still drains your sacred energy. What if the greatest threat to your spiritual progress wasn't just alcohol or Wi-Fi, but the silent judgments you carry in your mind? Today, we are diving into the mystery of the Christos Oil, the sacred fluid in your spine, and how different frequencies, both physical and invisible, can either raise it into light or dissipate it into dust. The hidden battle for your Christos Oil and the power of thought. As the consciousness shift began this year across the entire planet, we are now ready to begin a new life, more mindful, elevated, and aligned. Our bodies are no longer designed for the old world's patterns. To match the new Earth frequency, we must evolve through intention, energy, and habit, because forming new habits is not just productivity, it's the foundation of awakening your body, mind, and soul to the new timeline. The Christos Oil, the forgotten secret. In the hidden teachings of early Christianity and ancient mysticism, the body was seen as a living temple. Deep within your brain, the pineal and pituitary glands release a sacred fluid, what mystics called the Christos Oil. It travels down your spinal cord, waiting to rise again. When preserved and elevated, this oil nourishes your nervous system, awakens your consciousness, and anchors you in higher states of being. But here's the truth, it is fragile. It responds not only to what you eat or drink, but to the very frequency of your thoughts. Physical frequencies, alcohol and nicotine. Let's start with what most people understand, physical toxins. One beer, a glass of wine, or nicotine intake doesn't just touch your liver or lungs. It creates static in the nervous system, lowers your dopamine sensitivity, and clouds the pineal gland. The Christos oil, being 99% water, absorbs this distortion. But, and here's the important part, your body can recover from these toxins in 24 to 48 hours if your baseline is clean. So a disciplined man who drinks 2 or 3 beers on rare occasions but lives with gratitude and prayer can bounce back quickly. Energetic frequencies, silent judgment. Now let's go deeper. What happens when you don't drink at all, but in silence you judge your neighbor? You smile outwardly, but inside you condemn. That judgment is a frequency. It imprints on your cerebrospinal fluid. It lowers the Christos oil's vibration, not for a few hours, but continuously, as long as you feed that thought. Remember the words of Christ, "It is not what goes into the mouth that defiles a man, but what comes out of it." A single judgment in silence can block your ascension more than a beer, because the oil responds to vibration, not just chemistry. Technological frequencies, Wi-Fi, 5G, AirPods. And then there's the invisible battlefield around us. Wi-Fi, 5G, GSM, LTE, AirPods, all bathing us in artificial frequencies every hour of the day. Science now shows these fields disturb calcium channels in your cells, creating oxidative stress and nervous system incoherence. For the Christos oil, this is like living in constant static. It doesn't destroy it overnight, but it slowly erodes its clarity. Yet here's the key, if you ground barefoot, pray, breathe, and hold a high vibration, your Christos current can radiate stronger than the EMF field. Stage 4. Humans are not victims of Wi-Fi. They bend the field around them. The hierarchy of impact. So what is more powerful? Let's put it in order. Judgment in silence, the sharpest poison. It stops the oil instantly. EMFs and Wi-Fi, the silent erosion, weakening you daily if you don't counterbalance. Alcohol and nicotine, noticeable toxins but temporary if you recover with discipline. In other words, A man in love with one beer is safer than a man in judgment with a perfect diet. A heart filled with blessing can override Wi-Fi. But a mind filled with silent criticism will collapse the Christos Oil faster than any 5G tower. Practical shield and closing. So how do you protect your Christos Oil? Before every meal or drink, bless it. Lord, fill this with your light and love. When judgment arises, pause, press your tongue to your palate, and whisper inwardly, peace, light, blessing. Daily, ground barefoot, breathe deep, pray, and submerge in cold, because the Christos Oil is not just fluid, it is the sacred fire within you. Guard it, bless it, and let it rise. This is the path from stage 3 into stage 4, sovereignty in a world that tries to enslave you with invisible chains. This is not an accident. You were guided here, not by chance, but by something deeper within you calling you to remember. Only those who are ready ever find messages like this. This is more than a habit. It's your code. The way we move, eat, breathe, and think must match the energy of what's coming. And what's coming is higher. Align with it. Live it. And rise into the timeline where your fullest self is waiting. This is Habit Code. And the next episode starts right now.